Welcome back to Underway Drifting and Dreaming. We are leaving Lake Michigan and heading down to Peoria, Illinois. We are heading today with a buddy boat, which is up north. Jim and I are traveling on our 48-foot Katie Krogan, and we are leaving the lake and heading to the river. Many new things to see that are very different from the lake. A little bit industrialized, but still a lot of nature. And Jim and I are enjoying everything that we're seeing along the river. So what's your thought going down the river?
Scary.
No, leaving Lake Michigan, coming across the
that was fun. Yeah.
3 miles of Lake Michigan is a little sketchy.
It kicked us out.
Sure did.
The windy gets up earlier.
Who's still in their jammies? That would be you. Alright, so we've gone 4 bridges so far. We have a buddy boat with us called Up North out of Duluth. Part of the, so they call the Calumet River, or the, I've heard, Calumet Sag. But this bridge is going to lift for both of us. Looking good. Above the handrails, probably 2 feet. Yeah, 2.5 feet. Everything looks fine here. We have 2 locks to go through today as we're heading to Joliet, and Jim and I have our headsets on, life jackets, and I work the line. Jim's standing by the line right now, and once we get going, I hold on to one side of that line. I have the boat hook just to keep it down. This is a bolliard, some people call it a pin, and it's kind of neat because it sings to you as we're dropping down. So we're going down. It's kind of like stair steps down to the Gulf of Mexico. It is suggested keep a sharp knife by you. Since I do not make up the line, my line's rather thick, I do not keep that knife right next to me. I'm able to release the line if it gets snagged up. And here we come out of lock. The 2 boats behind us, we have to get through the bridges before the bridges are locked down for rush hour. We're going into the Joliet free wall, and we are just trying to go as fast as we can without waking too much. And the bridges, once they close, they don't open again. I think it's for like 90 minutes. We arrived, and it was great. This is the evening. I think there's 18 boats there this evening. We were on the other side of the river, out walking. We didn't have a problem at the wall at all. The police station is right where we're standing, and they come through. The next morning, about 13 boats leave and head off. And we did have a rafter. This is up north. They followed us down from, it was great, we had a buddy boat, came from Hammond, and since there was just not enough room on the wall, they rafted up next to us, and then we were getting ready to release them so they could have their own spot and electricity on the wall once all those boaters left. But again, I went to Walmart's, I rode the bus, I felt very safe there. And here's Jim helping with the lines, and we're just going to pull them back. At nighttime, there are, tugs and barges, the tows that go by, and this is the sound of the bridge going up. And this happens multiple times while you're sleeping at night. We were up early in the morning before sunrise, and we need to get under that last bridge before the lock, before it's locked down again for rush hour traffic. So there's 11 boats that are going to head down to the lock, and that includes us. But it's just a beautiful morning. The sun is rising. Look at the reflection of the water. I really thought the river was going to be more industrialized. There are some parts, like here we had coal dust on our boat. You see the trains. The trains weren't too bad going by. You would hear them a little bit. It was more the bridge openings for the tugs and barges. And right now in the fall, the barges are being transported more frequently with agricultural products. The group of boats is called a flotilla. And today Jim is actually calling the lock ahead of time, and so he's speaking for all of the boats. And that way not everybody's calling the lock master by phone, by radio. And we were all on channel 68. It made it easy. Sometimes you have to wait for the locks, so it's important to reach out beforehand. And they prioritize commercial and government vessels. We are waiting for the lock. Generator's running. Our engine is turned off, but Jim just turned on our wing engine, which is a Yanmar diesel, and we are going to let that run for a little bit. We were sitting here, we weren't even moving a 0.1 knot. We're waiting for a tug and barge to come up. So we are just going to do some maintenance. Pop out of my seat. I was working on my YouTube video. All right. I'm going to head on down and make sure there's overboard discharge. Go inside and open the engine room hatch. Alright. Bear with me. So the generator's running down here, and generator's right here. Here's the wing engine. Oh, it's nice and warm. Morning outside in the 50s. So our big engine, which is there, is about 2.5 knots if we need it. The wing engine is our come-home engine, unless we are having fuel issues. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and close this. Hear how noisy it is. And I have to let it down easy, gently. A little bit of looper map. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 4, 11. 11 loopers are in the lock, wrapped it off, getting ready to go down. After a little bit of wait, Miss Jackie Brown is heading north, and I think 10 of us are heading towards the lock. We're heading down to Heritage Harbor Marina, Ottawa. And they will call us in. Heritage Harbor Marina is great. It has enough room for all of us. I think they have like 186 slips. I walked around the waterfront boardwalk. It was a 5K walk. Jim went to the briefing. They briefed the next like 200 miles of the river and give a lot of great information. And we did jump back on the river, but if you stay, they do have a courtesy car. So you might want to stay there for 2 days. Along the way, we saw a lot of eagles. Right after Heritage Harbor, we started seeing eagles, like 1 or 2, and then multiple eagles. So it was really cool to see all these. To see them fight and swoop down, grab fish out of the water. This is, I think, one of the high points on the loop. Henry, the town of Henry, Illinois. They have the Henry Harbor Marina. The Illinois River is just incredible. Been watching eagles. And of course, many of Canadian geese here. Maybe they're heading south. Not sure if you can see the fish jumping, if those are Asian carp. I want to bring you back around because I just stepped up on the ledge here and somebody is watching over the river. A little monster. So I must put it there to keep watch on mariners. The marina in Henry, Illinois, has a inside for smaller boats, small drafting boats, and the city wall, which you can see the top of our boat. So we will step onto the handrail and go down, or the other boats they can get on normally, but not bad for protection from the north wind. We just put some extra lines out, and we'll head on over here. I think this was an old lock. I'm not really sure what this formation was. There was 5 of us on the wall last night. You head towards the bridge downriver, and you turn back and come into the opening. And then when you leave, you just head out back towards the river. So I'll show you what our boat looks like. So I'm standing, must be the old, like I said, old lock wall. But you can see how tall it is. Our bow boarding is right here by right here, and that didn't work. It still wasn't tall enough. They do make boards to go across, but we just stand on the handrail, hold on to the tender, and step off. It just takes a little bit of balance. And then there's 3 or 4 more boats behind us, but they can get off easily. Here comes the sun. So the tugboats run all night here at Kuchie's on the water, which is a restaurant. So pretty much the engines are running and it vibrates. The sound repels back, bounces off those barges over there. It's all night long. It's like sleeping with a sound machine. We're here with peer pressure. They helped us to the dock. This is a first come, first serve dock. You do want to call ahead. Wow. Oh my goodness. Look, those are grapples. Great lunch. Ginormous shakes. The shake this month is Beetlejuice, but check out their website, Facebook page. They have sneaker shakes. They have all types of drinks. I had sliders and Jim had a cheeseburger. Here's my puppy. I think we're leading with the name Jolly Rogers. Chris with Cool Beans suggested it. And Jolly. Jolly, what's going on? He's just got that much going on. That generator's running. Since we had no power, no water last night, not a problem. We just run the generator in the morning, charge our batteries, and get those bow and stern thrusters charged up for this day. I think we only have one lock, and it's a very minimal lock. So not much room here for a second boat, but if there was 4 40-foot boats coming in, they would fit perfectly. It would just be sticking over the dock a little bit. And the restaurant does not help with dockage at all. Thanks for joining us on the Great Loop Adventure. We left the Great Lakes and we are now in Peoria, Illinois at Kuchie's on the Water. We're going to keep heading south along the Illinois River. And here comes a tug. We see a lot of the tugs and barges, and those tow going by is just something typical that we see multiple times a day. Thank you for clicking like and subscribing. We'll be making more.